All right, it's as if we are launching the space, the rocket into space, like Elon Musk does with SpaceX. All right, like I was saying, Kylian Mbappe, Loton, that's his name, and that man basically might be owning his own club soon, based on the level or the amount of money that he's going to be getting from PSG over the next 3 or so years. That man should be earning as high as $300 million. I'm talking about $300 million, pounds, euros, whatever you want to say. But I'm certain of one thing. Project Mbappe is something that I will embark upon. No matter the number of kids I have, even if there are 100, all of them will go into football, basketball, any sports that brings money. So welcome to Strictly Sports, and it is another episode. My name is John Bino, the hard tackling and the super dynamic midfield maestro. I've got Emilia in the building, I've got Charles in the building, I've got Rutim in the building. And today, we'll discuss Mbappe, we'll discuss the Bruyne, and why they gave him the player of the season. We'll also discuss Phil Foden. Maybe it's the British passport who, led that man into getting that particular award, young player of the season, or more. If you reason now. Anyhow, Sha. My guys, you're welcome.
Thank you. John, let me ask one question. John, tell the beautiful people of this earth. Tell them the truth, because I saw you. How many minutes after you were subbed into your final year football you guys concede? Want to put unnecessary pressure on top of the children project?
Now let's put it. It's simple. It's simple. It's simple. Some of us can talk about football while the others have to play. How many of them can come and sit where I sat for 5 years and solve calculus and the likes, or do engineering drawing?
You be Gary Neville now. They give takes, but you cannot play. Shame on you.
I can play.
Shame on you.
No. Gary Neville start play now. He be Gary Neville as coach. They give takes, but he be coach.
I can actually coach. Don't joke with me. I can actually coach.
It's fine. I feel the contract for Mbappe is just out of the expiration from PSG, because clearly the contract has expired. But you cannot ignore the fact that the details of the contract will lead anyone to be jealous. I'm not talking about let's say achieved everything. We are looking at Neymar, we are looking at the other upcoming. I don't even know who wants to do a lot of Mbappe, but looking at that kind of lucrative thing,
Contract.
you're giving it to someone. Contract, you're giving it to someone that is below 25 years. I saw the details. I was like, this guy is going to decide the new coach.
Sporting director. You have a say.
Yeah.
You have a say.
You also have a say on who is sold or purchased. So this guy can literally walk Messi. Tell Messi you are not to be sold. You're walking into retirement. Messi will be 52 and still. It's crazy. Like which kind of contract?
I think.
You know this guy who came to lead on his behalf, the president of France. So I made anyways as reports. Macron went to convince him to stay. Can you imagine someone that is...
You see, let me tell you why this is like this. Charles, you know why this is like this? Remember way back, like decades ago, when Pele was very popular. Because it was known that if you're good, you have to come and play in Europe. If you are good, you have to come and play in Europe to prove yourself. So now, for Brazil to stop him from coming to Europe, they had to declare him basically a national treasure. So if that's something that will keep him, in the country, because now him being in the country means that their clubs will be practically raking him more endorsements, and even though it was not as high as it is right now, they'll be bringing in yes.
You have more spotlight.
Yeah.
So a lot of hair spotlight to be on them. So that was what kept them at a level where they could still compete with Europe during those periods. South American clubs were still able to compete with Europe. But Mbappe now leaving PSG for France means that PSG's how do I put it now? Their the attraction, their market attraction would reduce by default. It's like this guy too. Christian Pulisic coming to Chelsea helped Chelsea to kind of like increase their jersey sales. Do you understand? Pulisic is not one of the best players in the world. If you yes, but because of the pull from the American market, is their number one player when it comes to their number one export in the world. So because of the American fans who love sports a lot, started buying a lot of football jerseys generally. Pulisic shirt was now in top 10 in the highest sold jerseys, and you be like, what does Pulisic offer compared to some of the other players who is selling more jerseys than? But just because it's the American pool, remember when Clint Dempsey, Howard, or what is his name, Tim Howard was playing for Everton and the likes, Clint Dempsey for Fulham. Those guys were making a lot of American fans watch the Premier League because of the pool that they had. So that's just it basically. So yes, from Asia.
Yeah, John, while I seem to agree with the majority of your point, and I see where you're coming from, you just had to dig up the past as usual with your ring.
Yes, if you don't dig up the past, how will you know the future? Do you understand? If you don't know where you're coming from, how will you know where you're going to? I'm not like you who sits in the future, who jumps around. You go from Lakers to Damas, go to Riverside, go to Oceaners and the likes, just jumping around. Beg, my guy.
Yeah, so speaking of the future, this Mbappe deal, I don't necessarily see it being a successful thing, because I believe Mbappe burnt a lot of bridges past. You could see how their team chemistry on the pitch was breaking down slowly, especially the relationship between him and Neymar. I saw a tweet a couple of minutes ago where Neymar was congratulating Mbappe on the new contract, but I don't believe that relationship will be the same as it has been throughout Neymar's time in Paris. And going into next season, that might be one of the things that would limit their progress. And I think inadvertently, Neymar would have to leave at the end of next season. I don't see them going back to what they were.
Who told you this? Was it Fabrizio Romano?
No, I think it's common sense. See, Neymar leaving will depend on how long Messi decides to stay PSG. Because if Messi, I don't know. I don't think Messi has it to pull out 3 extra years. But I don't know. But if he
I don't know why you're saying that. Because remember when Neymar left Barcelona, he thought he should get out of Messi's shadow. You saying that it depends on how long Messi has to stay.
Yeah, but Neymar was instrumental in bringing Messi to PSG. Neymar really wanted to go PSG.
So about that, are you really saying that PSG were literally doing it that for Messi something what's caliber? If you look at it, Man City would have loved to have it, but they had already spent for it. They couldn't even sign Harry Kane. So I'm sure with their finances, they're super rich. Financial fair play. So do you please that?
But at that point in time, right, the interest in PSG would not have been as much as it was, if not because of Neymar. Neymar was like the main driving force that enabled PSG to offer Messi that amount of money. Otherwise, Messi probably would have been offered less by PSG and maybe giving Man City or other teams a chance. Who knows? It may not have ended up with PSG, because I think Messi is 33. Yeah, money is not that much of an issue. 34 is not that much of an issue to Messi. So I don't think
he's still one of the highest earners in the world. Messi is still one of the highest earners in the world, so that's not an issue for him. I think the thing we should be looking at here, is financial fair play. That's what we should be looking at here, financial fair play.
La Liga reported
shamelessly. Shamelessly. So I think the two driving forces behind La Liga reporting PSG to financial fair play is number one, Florentino Perez.
Obviously.
You definitely know the godfather.
Obviously.
All over that. And number two, La Liga were already salivating and they were licking their chopsticks. And in fact, at
And that prospect of having another great player.
Another great player.
You know,
seeing the next Cristiano Ronaldo.
yeah, you know they've been starved of attention since the El Clasico that usually had Messi and Ronaldo. You know, used to happen. So because of that, now they've suffered a lot.
I know where Ronaldo left, this sadness.
Yes, to an extent. Yes,
La Liga were still trying
their best. But as Messi left, it became an issue. Yeah.
But do you guys think it was wise for Real Madrid to put all their eggs in the Mbappe basket? They could have gone for Haaland, but they chose to put all their eggs in Mbappe, and now that Mbappe has turned them down, they are left without a marquee forward side.
Yeah, I think they got carried away. Let me explain. They got carried away. They felt, you know, Madrid always believe in their pool. When you listen to the way they talk and everything, even their fans, they're like, if Madrid wants you, you can't say no. If Madrid, they've forgotten that, see, money pass money. There are some people, yes, who want to achieve the dreams, but we are talking about your future here. When you are 50, not be your dream go put food for your table. Do you understand? We're not talking about the fact Mbappe has made a lot of money, but we know these guys have gotten to a stage where the higher they go, the more money they want to make because their taste is increasing.
The more money
they spend. You're spending more money.
Lifestyle.
Yes. So now, here is reasoning this thing. When I'm 55, when I'm 60, it's not dream. It's not legendary status that will give me, that will put food on my table. It's not, Madrid legend. Then you will sit down and be eating, you'll be drinking Gary and Granos. Madrid legend, I'll be hailing him. You understand? Let's even look at some of our Nigerian players who played for some of these big teams, the ones that were not smart about their financial dealings and all. And let's even use the guy, this guy played for Barcelona, Emmanuel Amunike. If not for the job, I'm not trying to insult him or something, but it's not for the Super Eagles jobs, you understand, that he has been having. You get that kind of thing. He obviously has a reason for.
There are lots of stories.
Yes, now for hustling these jobs. Look at Kano and Okocha just chilling. Why are they not hustling for coaching jobs and all those appointments? They are chilling because they have their businesses, they have their things they're hustling. Okocha does his punditry, stuff, which obviously will be giving him big money besides his businesses. Okocha gets caught by FIFA every other event.
Remember this English keeper now, David James?
Yes, he went broke after a while and had to sell some of the things that he had, some of the medals he won and all. Just you can imagine those kind of things. So the future is not secure, especially when you're at the top.
But having said that, John.
Yeah.
Like you have to just this money is obscenely insane.
Charles, if Mbappe is your brother, will you tell him to turn it down?
No, you are probably sentimental.
No.
Nobody's against him.
Yes, let me tell you what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at it from PSG side though. It's from Mbappe's side though. PSG are not a serious team. FFP will catch up with them.
I'm looking at it from.
No, one thing that I feel I've noticed with Mbappe is that he's a focused person. We saw how money changed Rashford because I don't know where to change that boy. It has to be 200 and something.
No, I don't think it's money that changed.
No, it's not money. His focus changed.
No, it's not about focus. I don't like the fact that people keep talking about focus when it comes to Rashford. It has nothing to do with focus. We've seen how dedicated Rashford is.
You don't get what I'm saying by focus. He wants to feed the children, and he's feeding the children.
No. I dislike that narrative.
Don't get it.
It has nothing to do with his on-field performance.
Okay.
On the pitch, tell that.
So because you stay in London, do you stay close to Rashford?
Number one, it's not about that. It's not about that, but number one, his on-field performance, however poor they might be, they are a combination of several factors. Number one, he's not the only forward player in Manchester United that played for. Number two, his growth has been disturbed by the fact that he has played under so many managers, being told to do so many different things. And let's not forget the fact that we don't know how talented this boy was supposed to be. He played differently for Jose Mourinho, played differently for Sosa, played differently for Rugby. Now he's going to play under Ten Hag again, and we expect him to just fit just because we believe he's that. What if he's not that good? What if he's just a player that is just supposed to be able to do this running from the left? Ever since Ragnick has played him all over. Played him as a 9, played him on
Ogbeni Raouf.
Right? Where do you want him to play? He was a central striker in in the youth team, and now you are putting him on the left hand, saddling him with defensive duties.
Okay, but
Which, as we can see, Rashford is not defensively good.
Yeah. To buttress your point, is about the narrative that we have with the interior networks. When he had all that going for him, when he had what they call it now, during those periods when his football was seemingly looking like was doing this interior efforts when he went to outcomes and all of that, his performance was actually marginally better, actually. It was marginally better than when he had all of that. So forget the fact that he's trying to be impressive. Yes, he's trying to be there, but the main thing here for Manchester United is managing. Remember that
Okay.
they with an injury for a very long time. Remember that.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, but look at what I'm trying to say. It takes a lot of it to not allow this kind of money and power to get to your head. As a very young person that fabric is there, me, I'm talking from my own perspective. You give me this kind of power that can say, oh yeah, Messi, I don't like you. Come outside, you are not playing this week. I heard your name as saying something last week. Never get that corner line. If you give me this kind of power, one I will fit it. And I have 3 years. We are talking about 3 years that you have to pay me or you give me my breach of contract. What is it called? Where you want to?
Severance package.
Severance. Yes. So I don't see. I'm watching the guy from Taco and all that stuff. The guy is like.
All right. Mbappe, we've spoken about Mbappe enough. Let's quickly switch before we run out of time. Let's switch quickly before we run out of time. The English Premier League, the awards. It's very simple. What's going on? They said it's players, PFA, Professional Footballers Association, right? That is PFA awards, so it's footballers are voting. Yeah. Sometimes footballers can vote in a crazy way. Sometimes they can also vote. Yes. It's very simple. Young player of the year. If you look at the numbers, there are those that could easily have picked it over Phil Foden. If you wanted to look at based on numbers, for example, Mount had better numbers. I think Saka had better numbers than him too. If you wanted to look at, so if you want to look at, if you want to look at big game performance as well, you would still pick Trent, Saka, Mount over Phil Foden. Phil Foden had just 1 goal contribution against the top 6 this season. If you want to look at impact for the team, like what the performances did for the team, you would easily pick Saka, Trent, Mount as well over Phil Foden. So I want to understand. I don't know.
Okay. So,
From what I am seeing online, it seems that the award that was given out was the usual Premier League award. So like Premier League Player of the Year, Premier League Young Player of the Year. PFA have not announced their own award.
Okay, PFA haven't added theirs. Okay.
Yes.
So who voted for this one now? Premier League, is it that are they on something?
The FA, is it the FA? This is the FA's award.
Yes. This is the FA awards. So like you were saying, John, I think if Foden had 9 goals and 5 assists, Saka in comparison had 11 goals and 6 assists.
Okay.
Trent had 2 goals and 13 assists. So you could tell that
Mount. What about Mount? What about Mount? Mount had more than all of them now.
I think Mount is a little too old for the award. Yeah.
He's 23 now. He's in the category. He and Trent are age mates. How is Mount old? Because he plays like a mature player. He was in the nomination list now.
No.
He was in the list now.
He was not nominated.
He was in the nominated list. Oh. All of a sudden, everybody don't lose memory. Mount was on the list.
Wait, that's not you open your shirt. They back. I think last year, Mount, one of these.
Emilie Chul, Mount was on the list. Mount had about 11 goals, 10 assists, 10 goals, 11 assists. One of the two. Yes. Mount was on the list.
Mount had 11 goals and 10 assists.
He's on the list.
So the young.
Yes. Yes, I think he was.
I do not think. I know that he's on the list. That's why I'm mentioning him on part of it. He's on the list.
Yes. So I I think what happened, what drove the awards this year is really clear. They looked at the best team in the land, and they looked at the team that is obviously going to win the league unless something dramatic happens.
Okay, Rotimi, let me just puncture this. Rotimi, let me puncture this logic. Saka was on the list of player of the season. Saka was on the list of player of the season. Saka was on the list of player of the season, but Foden wasn't on the list of player of the season.
Yes, right now, but try check how many games and Foden played.
27.
He played 27 games. Mount played 31 or thereabouts. 31 or thereabouts. So it's the same thing.
Saka played virtually everything.
Yes, I know Trent should have played almost everything.
Trent also had his injury period for a bit.
Saka has not missed a single game all year.
So you see.
37.
So those with the lowest numbers of games is Mount and what did they call this boy? Foden, Abi.
The thing is, I don't personally agree with the award winners, right? With the award winners, I believe that young player of the year should have obviously gone to Saka ahead of any of them because of his importance to the club. Arsenal did not score a lot of goals, and just if you go by the percentages and the chances created, you understand. If you just go just by the numbers, then it would have been Mason Mount or Trent. But Trent assisted 13 goals from the right back position.
Then there's Reece James. Let's talk about this. 2 months of injury missed. Reece James is only 1 goal and assist contribution lower than Trent, having played close to 1,000 less minutes.
Yes.
And he wasn't even considered.
Another thing they will look at, right, is the fact that Reece James was not available for a lot of the season. If you compare him to the rest of the players, he was not available.
Chelsea scores to show how important. In basketball, they use that to judge who is a valuable player to a team based on how when the player missed or if the player is not in the team, how the team suffers without the player.
I agree with coach. Because of that he missed now, cannot now try to.
But it's all good. Yeah. It is well.
Check how many goals Greenwood did.
He has 5 goals. I don't need to check. I know. Yeah.
Yeah, you want us to give him overall best in assault? Overall best in assault.
No, it's not that one.
Young assaulter of the season.
Now, all of you guys have been saying things like, you, John, you've been very emotional, and I want to give you that one. You're a Chelsea fan. That's so that. But guy, look at this from a different perspective. Yeah.
See. Chill down and listen to me. You cannot talk about if Mason Greenwood.
John, allow him talk.
Wait, Greenwood not touch his girlfriend and wife Peter, yeah? And once you finish it very poorly, where they just finish. And let's say he was able to add 5 more goals to what he had, which is not too big for Mason Greenwood.
Okay.
Will it be putting it in the conversation that this one and that one? Look. Saka, you people are just
okay, wait.
Like
Okay, Emily, let me answer you.
He has this number.
Emily, let me answer you. If Mason Greenwood was not a woman beater, right? If my grandma had wheels, she would be a bike. That's basically what you're saying. If Mason Greenwood was, why is he not in the conversation?
No. Forget about if John. There's a reason he brought
If I was playing in Europe, I would be player of the season. If I schooled in Harvard, I'll be working in Microsoft.
John, you're missing the point. John.
I am not missing the point. I'm on the point. I'm standing on the point. I'm sitting.
He used Saka now. Saka was his example.
Saka
like
Emily, let me put it in perspective for you, right? Arsenal scored 56 goals this season, right? They scored 56 goals, or they scored 56 goals so far. Saka had 11 goals and 6 assists. That's 17 goal contributions, right?
Yes.
If we do the percentage, right? So that means 17 divided by 56.
That should be 30-something percent.
30%. Right?
I know my maths.
If you do that compared to what Foden did, I don't think it will be close.
is it 90 goal?
It won't even be close at all.
Like
so you can see
30%.
you can see the importance.
It's flawed. No, see where this narrative is flawed, man. Flawed from an aspect where you're looking at a very high scoring side.
You have to look at that now. So
We are speaking.
Arsenal,
We are speaking with a Paul Scholes. Emile is Paul Scholes. We are having a conversation with Paul Scholes.
No. So because Arsenal
Skip Bayless.
don't expect to compare. Don't expect to compare these guys together. Foden's importance to Man City is not even close to Baka's importance.
I think the next best when it comes to importance would be Mason Mount. Mason Mount had 21 goal contributions, right? I think that
Mason Mount.
Chelsea scored about 74 goals in the league. So if you go by 21 divided by
That's 28%.
28%. So these are the people that should be in the running, and that's who I would have voted for. You can even tell just by the play. Foden is an exceptional player, and I think Foden is among the three should be the best at the moment. But it's not by that much. You know, I rate Saka above him when it comes to talent. But I think based on what Foden has showed both in Europe and in the league, he's a cut above both players. But he hasn't shown that much in the league this year to win the award above Mason Mount, Trent, or Saka.
All right, before let's quickly move.
There's also the eye test. Sorry, John.
Okay.
There's also the eye test. Yeah, if you look at Foden's style of play, it makes it easier for you to want to think that he's overall better player. Yeah, he's actually a better player if you look at him, right? But there's also the impact. What do you do with your play?
Aesthetics, basically. It's just aesthetics. Yeah, that's just it, basically.
Yeah, so he plays really well, though.
Yeah, I know he plays well, but aesthetics as well. Yes, it's part of it. Aesthetics is part of it.
Stats are good. Yeah.
So okay, what about now? Let's quickly go to so that we can wrap up. Let's talk Kevin De Bruyne. No, it's simple. My player of the season is Heung-min Son. I don't care what anyone says. He has scored a lot of goals, very important goals for Tottenham. And when you look at the fact that when the season first started, Harry Kane, was half one leg in, one leg out. The talent, yes, but it was a mental issue. So, and then Son was able to just take over. He was able to take control and everything. But when you look at it, I wonder why they picked De Bruyne. De Bruyne it took him until December because he was in and out of injury as well. Since we use the logic of Reece James not even being in the contribution for young and conversation for young player of the season. De Bruyne also had injuries.
Okay.
He was in and out of injury until about mid-December or thereabouts before he was, back full. Yes, between that time and now, in all competitions, he has 28 goals contribution in 27 games. But still, we're talking about availability for most of the season and importance to the team for most of the season. So, what did the team do and everything, and how important you were? You get, since Reece James was, like I said, I'm just trying to use an example. There were players more important than him.
I like the way he puts it. I like the way he puts it, right? You showed us that after the second half of the season, that's when he came into Man City's charge.
Yeah.
So if De Bruyne had this performance at the start of the season, then got injured, maybe January, February till now, he wouldn't be in the running.
Yes, it will not be. Yes.
He will not be. Just that his injury time is shifted, he will not be in the conversation. So there's also this recency bias.
Yes, obviously.
So this guy is fine. I know he scored 4 goals just 8 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That one is
fresh. But if you look at it as well, right, I think that should have even played a major part in their decision. He scored 15 goals, right, and he scored 4 of those 15
in one game. How about start padding?
4 from 15. That means he scored 11 all season.
Yes.
From that game, that is really weird to make a decision based on that. And aside from that, right, Kevin De Bruyne was not even the best player overall, but I think he won it because of the same reason Foden won the Young Player of the Year, championship tax. The fact that they won.
But for me, their best player this season has been Bernardo Silva. I won't even lie to you.
He doesn't have the numbers.
You see, that's the thing. Iniesta doesn't have. Let's look at it. Iniesta did not used to have numbers now, but Iniesta was so important to the squad.
How many individual awards did Iniesta win?
Iniesta won. Remember when they won European Footballer of the Year?
Yeah, the thing is, that year, right, where Iniesta won it, I think it was Messi and Ronaldo. And you know, it's one of those things where you don't want to give one or the other. And Iniesta just.
What are you saying, bro? Bro, blood. What are you saying, bro?
That's the year that Spain won the Euros, right?
Yes.
Spain won an international trophy.
Yes, and he scored in the final, I think. Yeah, because he scores in finals.
Yeah. But the thing is, if you look at Iniesta throughout his entire career, no matter how well he played, he didn't have the numbers and he didn't win. I'm sure he never won a La Liga Player of the Year, or he never won a Champions League Player of the Year. You see, these awards, right? Sometimes they don't usually give it to the best player; they just give it to the player with the most numbers.
They also give it to the best player.
That's the player with the most numbers on the team that wins. And you see, that's why we are talking about when it comes to Ballon d'Or, we're always talking about change the narrative and why every year the reason they give it something new.
Something fishy. Something fishy going down.
Yeah.
Something fishy.
Like, for example, Kante should have won it a year. There are some years Kante should have won it. Some years they should have given it to Lewandowski, but just because they don't want to give it to someone. For example, the previous year could have been the person that scored the most goals, but not the best performer. Next year, instead of giving it to the person that scored the most goals, they give it to the person that was on the team that won the most trophies. Just like the way they give Jorginho. So it's pretty weird.
My mind.
I think it's a confusing thing because of the way they've done it. You know, back in the days, it used to be more stable. That's the reason why you saw that it was more spread across. Ballon d'Or, what will have the Zidane, Ronaldo, at a point Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, you get even Michael Owen won Ballon d'Or.
I think Kaká was the last
ideal. Yes. Ideal. Yes.
After that, right?
How would you say you think that?
No, like when I mean ideally, we mean without. Yes,
right?
Yes. Ideally, I think it was Kaká. Ideally.
2000, I think that was 2008, yeah?
2007.
2008, right?
2007. He won the Champions League and he was the best player on the team.
At 9 was between Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi. 2010 was supposed to be Schneider. They gave it to Messi.
To Messi, yes.
So I just believe that the Messi and Ronaldo years, right? The criteria kept touching it because of personal bias.
Yes, and some days, you know, 2012 when Messi scored 90-something goals. That was the season that Chelsea knocked them out of the Champions League. So he did not have the Champions League tax to use. Then there was Iniesta who had the European Championship tax, but Messi scored 91 goals. So they will now switch it. 91 goals, they'll score. Then they'll tweak it. Then the next year,
you guys are missing it, right? They have the tax, the championship tax that they give to some of these players. But when someone scores, like how would someone score 91? Yeah, and you wouldn't acknowledge him as best player.
But if he scored 91 goals for Shrewsbury Town, will they acknowledge you?
When Lewandowski was scoring goals as if he was trying to fly Elon Musk's rocket to space, and they now decided that this year we are not going to do Ballon d'Or just because Lewandowski scored so many goals.
No, you know that one.
Oh, COVID. Whoa, interesting. They can't do virtual awards. Can't they do virtual awards?
They could have done the award nonetheless. If it was Messi that scored those amounts of goals, they would have done the award.
No, they wouldn't have done it. Remember that Ballon d'Or is by French media, and the French Ligue 1 that year, they had to cancel it. So, does it really make sense to give an award when in their own domestic league?
Yeah, but they gave the trophy to the person that was leading the league now. So I think at that point in time,
they did that. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, now they awarded it to So
they didn't have their traditional end of that.
I honestly don't care. We both know that if it was Messi or even Cristiano or someone else that they like, or Mbappe that was leading the charge, they definitely would have given the award. But it's Lewy, didn't have that much backing. So,
all right. So I think it's time for us to wrap it up.
Wait, before we wrap up, I I think Salah should have won it because it starts are there. He's still in contention up to the final day.
But you see, recency bias. Salah lost form.
No, I like you with Son's nomination of Son John.
Yeah.
He made a lot of sense. Yeah. Just crazy, man.
But how crazy would it be if Man City were to lose the title on the final day and then they are already giving these awards out? It would look incredibly foolish by the FA.
No, this has been happening since they've been giving awards before season wrapped up. Even those days when Chelsea... remember the season Chelsea was leading, 2010. And Drogba ended up winning. Yes, and they had already given Rooney. So it looks silly. Yeah, it looks silly too. So they've been looking silly for a long time. They are used to looking silly. They are clowns, so they don't care.
Well, anyways, what wrote me? I think what you wanted to say was that if Man City loses the league, then the reason that we gave the FA wouldn't make any sense anymore.
Yeah, the reason
Liverpool are not.
Yeah, but they'll keep the award and they won't collect the award. If it's me, I'll go and hide it. So that's all. Put open ground, bury him. All right, guys, thank you for being a part of the program. Rotimi, thank you for being on this episode. Yeah. And then Charles, thank you also for being around. I think, Emilio got hungry probably, so he went to get some food to eat, or he went to beg for food. I don't know. I don't care. Thank you very much for being a part of this episode, for listening up to this very moment. And we'll keep on doing this for you, and we'll keep trying some new stuff, on different episodes of Strictly Sports as we try to give you the very best experience. And don't forget to spread kindness around wherever you find yourself. The French will say "à bientôt," au revoir, and in English, see you soon. Bye for now.
Yes.